It was Christmas on the island of Sodor. All the engines were working hard. Thomas and Toby were busily carrying people and parcels up and down the branch line. Everyone was happy. But only the coaches, Annie and Clarabelle, were complaining. It is always the same before Christmas, he told them. We feel so full. We feel so full. Oh, come on, said Thomas. Where's your best of spirits? Christmas time is almost here. By the side near the cottage, a mysterious figure waved to them. It's Mrs. Kindly, he told Thomas. Peep, peep. Merry Christmas. Thomas always felt better for seeing her. Christmas cannot be Christmas without Mrs. Kindly, he thought to himself. When work was over, Thomas came to see all the other engines. All their coats had been polished. Puh, said Good. Just look at us. Your driver might have to work fast to get you as smart as us. Never mind that, said Thomas. I have something important to tell you. Have you realized it's been a year since Mrs. Kindly had saved us from a nasty accident? And have you remembered that she was ill in bed? Yes, of course, interrupted Edward. You told us how she waved her red dressing gown out the window to warn you about a landslide ahead. And you and Toby gave her presents, Percy joined in. And Sir Topham Hatt had sent her to Bonners to get better. But, said the other engines, the rest of us hadn't thanked her properly. Exactly, said Thomas. I think we should give her a special Christmas party. Everyone was very happy, and the engines were making sure that Sir Topham Hatt would agree, as indeed he did. The engines were making plans when silence fell. Sir Topham Hatt had bad news. The weather has changed badly, he said. Mrs. Kindly has been snowed up. And you and Toby must work together to rescue her. There's no party unless you do. Thomas hated snow. Thomas hated snow, but he said gravely, I'll try, sir. We must help and rescue her. We must. There's a good engine. You and Toby will manage splendidly. Thomas charged the snowdrift fiercely. Sometimes he swept them aside, and sometimes he struck fast, and the men had to loosen them. Then, by cutting near the cottage, they can go no further. Look at that, explained Thomas's driver. Peep, peep, whistled Thomas. Here we are. The answering wave came from an upstairs window. Then they heard a familiar sound. That's Terence the tractor, said Thomas. He's come to help too. Sure enough, Terence had a snowplow, and he was helping the workmen clear the line, the railway tracks in safety. At long last, the rescue was completed. Percy took the tired workmen home. Terence said goodbye to Mrs. Kindly and told her to take good care of her cottage as she watched them all set off. The engine had a good time. No more snow had fallen. But the yard was dark. Thomas's heart sank when suddenly all the lights came on, and what a marvelous sight awaited Mrs. Kindly. Well done, said Sir Topham Hatt. You managed splendidly. And Thomas, you are a really useful engine. And Sir Thomas and Mrs. Kindly thanked Thomas and Toby for all their hard work. Thomas and Toby were all friends. And you, Percy, you're my friend too. Percy was very pleased. 3 cheers for Mrs. Kindly said. Peep, peep, they all whistled. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thomas and all his friends were very proud. Were really Thomas and all his friends very happy that about their work, and Mrs. kind of knew where she could live without them here on the island of Sodor.